Good evening, fifth graders. Tonight you're going to be learning how to use your percent circle measuring tool that is on your geometry template. Okay, let's take a look at how to use it. First of all, let's talk about a percent circle. Okay, there are 100 equal spaces marked around a circle, right? 100%, you've always kind of known if you do well on a test, you do well on an assignment, you get 100%. That means it's 1 out of 100, right? Everything's based out of that. The area of a circle, it's gonna be going 1 all the way to 100, okay? Keep that in mind as we're working with this. First thing here, so we have this circle graph, okay? Or this, I should say circle below here, okay? This little percent circle that I'm moving around is what is on your geometry template. This is how you work it, okay? Do you notice how I have a 0 right here, a 0%, and it goes all the way around, so 95% to 100 again. That's how you read it. So, first of all, I'm going to measure this space right here, okay? So I'm going to mark this spot right here. That's going to be where my 0% goes. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to make sure my middle is right on the line here. What I mean is the middle of the circle is right here. I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to read it like a clock. We have it all the way to a little bit less than 35, so it's actually going to be a 33%. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to put a 33% for this space right here. Now my new 0 is going to be right here, and this is where kids kind of get confused. So I'm going to mark the middle of my circle like that. I'm going to go ahead and move this around. So that is where my 0 is now, kids. You see that now? And then I'm going to read it like a clock again. This is my ending spot. So this is 15 right here, 16, 17. So this is actually going to be 17% right there. 17%. This is 33%. Okay. Last one right here. I'm going to go ahead and have my 0 be down here at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to turn my circle just like that. So it's right in the middle. It's all centered up. Starting right here, moving around the circle. That's right at 50%. That means my circle right here is 50%. Now, if I measured correctly, I should be pretty close to 100%. Let's see how I fit in here. I don't need this anymore, so I'm going to get rid of it. 50%, that's pretty easy. 33 plus 17. Add them up. 10, 1, 50. There's another 50%. Then I'm going to add this to it. So I have 50 plus 50, and we all know what that equals. There is 100. 100%. Now let's see if I can do a more difficult problem. Okay. Take a look at this problem right here. We're going to measure this angle right here first. That's my start point. Go ahead here. I'm right on the center here. That is a 10%. Does everyone see how that's 10%? I don't want to go rush through this quickly. It's 10% right here. There's my 10. So I know my first pi is a 10%. So I'm going to go ahead and write 10 here. Write all my things in, I better put a percent here, in green. Next thing, I'm going to go ahead and move this to my next piece of the pie. I'm going to read it all the way over. I'm reading from 0 right here to my next line right here. That is 20%. So the next part of this chart is actually 20%. Go ahead and, this is my next starting point. I'm going to go ahead and read it around. Here's my next line. Reading it here, 25%. So my next part of the pie is 25%. Hopefully this is making sense, because you're going to be doing the same exact thing tomorrow with a variety of circles, but you'll be using your geometry template. It's okay if you don't have that at home right now. You'll have it tomorrow, and you'll be able to refer back to this video tomorrow. It's really pretty simple as long as you take your time. We're going from 0 right here. So I have a 5, 6, 7. So this next one is 7%. Moving around the 0 here. This next one right here, I'm going from the 0 to right here is 10, 11, so this is a 10, 11, 12, looks like this one is 13. This next one right here, and a 0, zero's right here, 6, 5, 6, so the next one is at 6%. Two left. Sorry, I can't really make this too entertaining when I'm measuring, but I want you guys to watch me, you kids to watch me to see how to measure this. I'm at a 0 here. It looks like we're at about a 4 or 5%. Around to 4%. So this next one is 4%. And we have one last one here. And then we have to check our work to see if we are right at that 0. So this last one is 10%. Do you see how that works? Starting at the 0, going to the 10. Do you see how we're always going to the 0 and we're adding? It's a lot easier if you're just moving that around and reading it like a clock, kids. Okay? So we got a 10% here. I'm going to go ahead and add these up. I got a 10 here. So I have 10, 10, a 20, 25. I'm going to go ahead and add those up right away. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 65. So the first part there is 65, and then we go ahead and add it to the rest. We have a 4 and a 6 here, which equals 10. Cross those off. We have a 13 here. I'm going to go ahead and add that up. 8, 8. And then we have a 7 left over, plus 7. We have a 95, or actually 15, 95 for an answer. And tell you what, if you get to 5 below or above 100%, I will count that good. The reason why I got 95% here, kids, is I might have been off a percent or two a couple times, which means that's how I got to 95%. Hopefully this helped, kids. And I look forward to working on measuring circle graphs with you tomorrow.